In the bustling town of Elmsworth, where lanes echoed with the rhythm of daily life, expressions weren't just words. They were woven into the very fabric of the town's tales. Among the most cherished was the phrase, "cut somebody some slack." It was an ode to patience, understanding, and the beautiful act of giving someone room to breathe, to make amends, or to grow. This is your host, Danny, and this is English Plus Podcast. Cut somebody some slack. A phrase so commonplace yet so profound. At its core, it's a call for understanding, a gentle nudge to be more patient and forgiving, allowing someone a bit more freedom or another chance. In Elmsworth, stories revolving around this sentiment were aplenty. Take young Timothy, for instance, the town's most spirited soccer player, but notorious for his tardiness. One day, after missing a crucial practice session before a significant match, his team was on the brink of sidelining him. But Coach Ben, with years of wisdom in his eyes, decided to cut Timothy some slack. Rather than reprimanding him publicly, the coach had a quiet conversation where Timothy opened up about his struggles at home and how they often made him late. This act of understanding not only mended the team's bonds, but also saw Timothy scoring the winning goal, a testament that sometimes all one needs is a little slack to put themselves up. Elmsworth's local bakery had its tale too. Mrs. Clara, the meticulous baker, was often strict about her recipes. When young Mia, an apprentice, mistakenly altered a classic recipe, the entire batch of pastries came out different. The town initially buzzed with whispers of the changed flavor, but instead of rebuking Mia, Mrs. Clara decided to cut her some slack. She renamed the pastry, highlighting it as a special edition. To everyone's surprise, it became a bestseller. Mia's mistake, when given a little slack, transformed into innovation. Away from the soccer field and the bakery, the town library, with its towering shelves, had witnessed countless slack-cutting moments. Sarah, the librarian, had a rule: return a book late and you'd be barred for a week. But one day, when little Jonah tearfully explained how a mishap led to a delayed return, Sarah chose compassion over rules. She cut him some slack, allowing him to borrow books while reminding him gently about being responsible. Jonah, touched by the gesture, not only became punctual, but also volunteered at the library, assisting Sarah during peak hours. Each of these tales from Elmsworth teaches us that the act of cutting someone some slack isn't just about being lenient. It's about understanding that everyone has a story, a reason behind their actions. It's a realization that sometimes giving someone a bit more room can lead to growth, transformation, and surprising outcomes. Remember the tale of old Mr. Henderson? A retired teacher and a stickler for punctuality. He was often seen hurrying people along. But one winter evening, when his neighbor, Mrs. Riley, was late for their weekly chess game due to her ailing health, he chose to cut her some slack. Instead of their usual game, they spent the evening reminiscing old tales, forging a bond deeper than ever. Cutting somebody some slack isn't just an expression, it's a life philosophy. It's about recognizing that life, with its unexpected turns, sometimes makes us falter. And in these moments, what we need isn't judgment, but understanding. Not rigidity, but flexibility. As the sun sets in Elmsworth and the town's tales come to a restful pause, one can't help but reflect on the countless times they've been cut some slack or have done the same for others. For in this simple act lies the power to mend, to heal, to innovate, and to transform. So next time life presents a chance, remember Elmsworth's tales and choose to cut somebody some slack. Who knows? It might just weave a story worth retelling.